Whoa! Hopefully we can get this tree thing sorted. It'd be interesting if you could cut it down. Like, that would be kind of odd, because it would just free up, one, so much space over here. Like, what is the plan?
Oh, I was hoping we might run into one another again. Your timing is most fortuitous. I'm on the verge of something, but I don't quite have all the information I need.
Again. You never seem to have all the information you need.
We're in uncharted territory here. It's inevitable. Of course, now that I understand more about what's going on, it seems plain as day. And yet I never would have imagined it before. The tertiary trunks have also liquefied their interiors, but they're not vibrating. I thought perhaps it was some sort of defect, but it's much simpler. They're listening.
How do you know what's going on here?
I don't. Not for sure. It's all a theory, certainly, but it is completely supported by the data and observation, like all good science. It's the best we have to go on right now.
I don't understand what that means.
It means it is ready to reproduce. I believe this tree is sending vibrations out over massive distances and expecting to detect sympathetic vibrations in return. As of yet, there's been no response. I suspect that will not change, that a response is impossible, and that's very, very bad news.
Define bad news.
We're continuing to see an increase in the strength and frequency of the vibrations. I don't know how much more significant it will become. If there's no response, the tree may vibrate itself and some nearby portion of the city to destruction. Now, as of yet, there has been no response, and clearly none of the nearby individuals are a correct match. While it can't be ruled out that the intended recipient of these messages was cut down during the city's expansion, there is one other possibility. Over 100 years ago, the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective emerged from the Narian War. As a gesture of peace and goodwill, a near-literal olive branch, one of the trees from New Atlantis, was offered to the leaders of Aquila City.
Oh, it seems like a nice gesture.
Nice. Short-sighted and ill-advised, in my opinion. Of course, you can't just uproot a native species and plunk it down on some other planet in a totally different environment and expect it to grow. Clearly, no exobotanists were consulted ahead of time. The end result was wholly predictable. The tree died within a few short years.
So that's a dead end. Pardon the pun.
Clever, but no, not necessarily. The tree died, yes, but branches were kept. At least one still exists in the museum there in the city. If I had that branch, I could get DNA samples, and then using various data I've gathered, I could attempt to simulate a response. We could then broadcast that response and hopefully calm down our friend here. But as I say, I need that branch.
And we finally arrived at the point.
I'm afraid I can't be two places at once, and I have too much going on here. The museum in Aquila City is under the supervision of one Miss Kassler, I'm told. I don't know anything about her, but hopefully she'll be willing to listen to reason and assist our cause. All right, off you go. We don't have any time to waste.
Oh, it's turned into a proper quest now, has it? Yeah. So that's gonna take us all the way to the Freestar Collective capital of Aquila. Which, yeah, we're not doing that. So, as a result, We can talk to Sergeant Yumi. Let's go do that instead. And then we can finally carry on with the main quest. After all this time. It'd be nice. Wow. Oh, I thought that ship exploded for a minute. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Ah, if it isn't my favorite part-time security officer. Crime has slowed down since you started helping out, which is good for morale.
How are the day-to-day operations going?
It's a lot of work, as always. People like to say, New Atlantis is the safest city in the settled systems. How hard could your job be? Well, safety doesn't happen by accident. It takes a lot of work and a lot of people.
Well, I'm looking for work, if you have any.
Yep. Something just came in. Scuffle over at the Dawn's Roost. Security on site handled it, but now one of them is saying the other guy stole his wedding ring. Problem is, he left without identifying the perp, so I need you to talk to Royce Elgin at the Dawn's Roost. See if you can fill in the gaps.
Why did he leave without identifying the assailant?
Men like him aren't very generous with their time. They want you to solve a case without ever having to lift a finger themselves. Not that he'd be much of a witness, given that he was still half drunk when he got here, and somehow even more so when he left. Sorry, wrong word. Rich people don't get drunk, they get inebriated. Which is another way of saying highly unreliable.
Alright, I can do that for you.
Good. Report back here when the matter's resolved.
Anything else I should know about the case?
According to the patron, the ring is valuable, but if I had to guess, not for sentimental reasons. Normally, when someone loses a valuable keepsake, they're heartbroken. The way this guy was acting, it's almost as if he lost a wallet full of creds.
And what's the Dawn's Roost?
A restaurant over in the residential district. Caters to a very fancy clientele. It's the kind of place where forks come in different sizes, depending on the food. Let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, when can I get an outfit like yours? Who do I gotta talk to around here?
You know, I went to chef school. This ain't exactly where I saw myself.
I guess I can just walk around in here, huh? Just rummaging through people's things until I find something I want. Whoa.
I have nothing to say. I desire no company. Leave.
Who are you?
I am a prisoner, trapped by a weak people who do not kill their enemies when they should.
How'd you end up in that cell?
The Great Serpent called me to fight the unbelievers in the United Colonies. But I was ambushed, and my ship disabled. Now, I am here.
So she's a House Varun person.
Saw your ship come in. Nice ride.
Yeah, that old hunk of junk. Make sure, are we tracking the right one? Yes, we are.
Been up there, huh? Space.
I've never been in here.
Remember the Crease-Up surprise? It was almost pure vodka.
That was one hell of a night.
Blech. Lucky you. I don't remember anything after the second glass. Not one bit.
Indeed.
I
Gesundheit.
did not sneeze, I groaned. I just don't understand why such a first-class restaurant can be satisfied with serving second-rate coffee. Of course, it could just be my palate. It's quite refined, which is both a blessing and curse.
Where would you find better coffee?
Funny you should ask. I recently dined with a friend of mine with ties to the Freestar Collective, and he claims the best cup of joe he's ever had was in Aquila City.
Interesting.
Yes, although I doubted him at first, but then he showed me the proof. In his hand was a single coffee bean, fermented in the digestive tract of an alien beast.
Interesting. Don't care how good it tastes. I'm not drinking coffee sandwich. How does feeding the beans to an animal improve taste?
It's not an entirely new idea. In the old world, growers used elephants.
That is
They
true.
believed the stomachs of these ancient beasts would ferment the bean and draw out its true flavor.
Harvesting those beans sounds extremely
It
dangerous.
seems that would be the case. Following this discovery, I hired a man to feed coffee beans to predators throughout the settled systems. But it seems after consuming the beans, the beast decided to make a meal of him. So I need someone to find this beast and remove my property from its stomach. As for compensation, you'll receive 2,000 credits when the job is complete.
Shouldn't the person's remains be the priority?
Not at all. The risks were written into his contract. I am not responsible for his burial or the unpleasantness of his tomb.
Very well. Where would I find this predator?
The man I hired had a transponder on him. When the predator consumed him, it also consumed the device. Rest assured, I'll have all the information forwarded to your ship's tracking systems.
Alright, I can do that.
Excellent. I will have the coordinates sent to your ship.
How's the food here?
It is, as the saying goes, to die for, and I mean that quite literally. I think the most commonly requested meal for those on their deathbeds is a Jemison Wellington
Have you tried Terra Brew coffee?
I know you didn't just say Terra Brew. Surely my ears must be deceiving me. Because to even imply that I would put that liquid garbage into my body is an insult I cannot tolerate.
Is there any place in the area you recommend?
All the towers offer breathtaking views for a price. It isn't the name on the building that matters, but how many floors are beneath you. But if you're looking for a living space, you want to speak with Miss Sanguini at the Realtor's office. She's the authority on the subject.
Okay.
See you.
Do yourself a favor and get any of their entrees. You'll thank me.
Selling art is a bit of an art itself, you know.
I do hope you are enjoying your time in New Atlantis.
This place looks expensive.
The Dawn's Roost represents the highest quality, from the ingredients to the decor. No expense is spared. Anyone who has sampled our offerings will assure you it is all worth it.
Let me see what you got.
Yes, of course.
Baguette. Yeah, and they serve chunks. Yes, what a fine restaurant serving me fucking chunks. Get out of here. Grapes. Jemison Wellington. Dude, that actually looks fantastic. Liver plate. Ooh. Yeah, I guess that's fancy, but I'm just not a big, liver man. Panache, yeah, whatever. Trilo bites. Small alien arthropod sauteed and served with whipped butter. So, a trilobite is effectively a horseshoe crab. I wouldn't want to eat one of those. That's not the same as a regular crab. Good. 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 No. 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 Let me hear about a fight that happened at your restaurant.
A most unfortunate incident, complicated by the fact that both parties were inebriated. While I wasn't privy to the entire argument, Hugo and Octavio have been dining here together for quite some time. So, it was surprising to see them at each other's throats.
These two men dined together?
Oh, yes, quite often. They had a usual table over in the far corner, with all the traditional accoutrements. Music, candles, wine. You see where I'm going with this. But this time the two had barely sat down before the argument got heated. Thankfully, security stepped in before anyone got hurt.
You know anything about, well, can you describe the patrons?
Well, the one who stayed with UC Security, Octavio, is a shorter man, handsome and refined. His favorite menu item is the Saint, I believe. The other, Hugo Fournier, is a tall, slender gentleman with a French accent. Excellent tipper, well-mannered, but a bit hot-tempered.
You know anything about a stolen wedding ring?
I wasn't witness to any theft, and both men were wearing rings, if I recall correctly.
I need to find one of the patrons involved. Apparently he stole something.
I assume that would be the slender gentleman, Hugo Fournier. He was the one who excused himself after UC Security arrived. I believe he lives in Athena Tower, although he may be checking out soon. But I would start there.
Right.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Yeah, at least he's, he knows how to butter you up thick, that man. Yeah, working at a fancy restaurant, bro, like, you gotta be on the ball 24/7, you know what I mean? That shit sucks. Chunks! This is Chunks. Welcome to Chunks. We got Cosmic Red Apple, baked potato, Mongolian beef, pumpkin pie, red cheesecake,
Welcome
poached
to
egg,
Chunks. Please
chocolate,
choose your chunks.
grilled chicken. What? Welcome
Thanks
to Chunks.
for choosing Chunks.
Please
Which
choose
chunks
your
would you like
chunks.
today?
Oh man, this poor man. Welcome to Good Chunks. Let me take your good chunks.
Welcome to Chunks, home of the best chunks in the settled systems.
Stop saying it like that. He says it like it's an AI script being plopped in. Welcome to Chunks, home of the best chunks in the system. Like, Jesus Christ. What exactly are chunks made of?
Honestly, you're probably better off not thinking about it. Chunks are the highest quality ingredients sourced from all over the settled systems, and I forget the rest. All I am legally allowed to say is that our chunks meet all known minimum standards for nutrition.
Amazing. I love how he says you're better off not thinking about it. That was another big thing to say working at Dunkin', was, yeah, don't think about the egg. Don't think about the sausage too much. The ham is real. The ham is real. I don't even know if they still serve ham there. That was the only thing I would eat there, is the ham. Just, like, triple stack, like, 5 slices of ham on a bagel. Oh, dude, so fucking good. The bagels are also real, for anyone asking.
Great. What can I get for you?
Well, let me see them chunks. Chunks apple. Mongolian beef. Cheesecake. Cheese steak. Packaged. Chunks egg. So the packaged ones... Okay, sealed for freshness. Cola 0. Interesting. Chunks potato. I love how he has one Chunks egg. And it looks like an egg. Egg flavored Chunks. So weird. Alright, see you, buddy. I'm not buying your chunks, bro. Sarah, we're leaving. This place is horrifying. Like, they serve them chunks in a fucking plastic thing. Yo, a slide. Can I use it? That's not quite what I meant, but okay. Man, they got a whole playground park for the kids.
I wish they'd just take a nap or something.
They're just sitting on the grass. They should be playing.
Do you want to go another 3 rounds with them?
There's slides, like right there.
At least they're outside.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Why aren't they doing anything? They're just sitting there. That's pretty funny.
So, what's the point?
Of what?
This? Is it some sort of art? A Zen garden? What?
It's a communal art installation. It's supposed to look nice.
I guess. But I'm just saying, you could have a whole bat-ball field or some food stands. Something useful.
It's always something with you.
I'm going in the tunnel. Whoa. Pretty cool. Huh, weird. That is a tower. We haven't been in yet.
Was epic. Definitely better than the last interceptor.
Yeah, I don't need to hear anything about them bad movies they have.
Having a good one?
God, movies nowadays suck. I could only imagine what movies in 2330 are like. Probably fucking miserable. Guns. Lots of guns.
There's
Hello.
something to be said for brand loyalty. I'd much rather have someone comfortable with their purchase than some mythical best possible buy.
Madam, not sir. Not sir, that's a woman.
Welcome to Centurion Arsenal. It is my absolute pleasure to assist you with any purchases or questions you may have. All sales are final, but that won't matter because you will undoubtedly be pleased with your purchase. You have my word.
They always say all sales are final, but there's a buyback option. What would you recommend?
Well, that's not a simple question, is it? It all depends on who's asking.
I'm asking.
I have my own personal favorites, but I wouldn't presume to know yours. Tell me, were you to find yourself in the unfortunate position of needing to use a weapon, what suits you best? Something up close and personal? Rapid fire? Is precision a consideration?
Oh, I was just asking. Definitely up close.
Then might I suggest taking a closer look at some of our bladed options? Quiet, discreet, and very effective.
I was hoping you would say shotgun, but okay. You take all this pretty seriously.
Is that a surprise? These are potentially matters of life and death we're talking about here.
Well, let's see what you got.
Only the finest collection of armaments in the settled systems.
A boosted coachman. Oh, it's also stubby, it looks, almost. Short barrel, reflex sight, flechette rounds. Wow, okay. Boosted maelstrom. Long barrel, armor piercing, reflex. Regular coachman, Eon, Equinox, Grendel. Whoa. Look at that thing. Marksman's. It's got like 7 fucking attachments on it. That is one expensive gun. Jesus. That is such a Destiny weapon, too. Look at that thing. It's just like overly boxy for no reason. Whoa. Oh, you can almost actually see the bullet in the chamber there. That's kind of neat. I do find it funny how the Maelstrom always has this, like, shitty, like, Raider paint on it. Like, there is no non-Raider variant. That kind of feels like a bit of an oversight. The Rattler. Suppressed coach. You can get this thing suppressed. I mean, I guess that shouldn't shock me, really. Yeah, I think I've seen enough. Alright, see ya. Let's go. Yeah, I've actually spent, like, 0 fucking time in this place. Apollo. I'm assuming this is a tower as well.
Apollo. My favorite.
Yeah, this is the tower.
I ate some once and was sick for a week.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I believe that Chunks absolutely will take years off your life, bro. Holy shit.
My brother works at Stroud Eklund, and he said Deimos is going out of business.
Let's check CJ's real quick. Open 49 hours. And then they take off. Hello. Curtis, Julian.
Life in New Atlantis moves pretty fast. I do my best to keep up.
You like it here in New Atlantis?
You kidding me? Nowhere else like it in the settled systems. First time I came here as a kid, I knew I was gonna come back and make my mark on this city. Nowhere I'd rather be. And now that I've got this place up and running, it's all coming together.
How's business?
Nice and steady. Just the way I like it. I've got a good location, plenty of foot traffic, and a ton of people who are in a hurry and need to make a quick stop for the essentials. If things keep going this way, I'm gonna start opening franchises all over the settled systems.
That must be hellish to manage.
Be seeing you.
I was gonna say, there's nobody in here, dude. See, this place should have been an open cell. This should have been just the thing that people pop in and out of, because it's a fucking convenience store. That's what people do. The convenience. There's nothing convenient about me having to go into a closed cell building. You know what I mean? Like that. I don't know. I definitely, like, some of these buildings definitely strike me as this was cut to prevent the game from exploding. You know what I mean? Like, we can't have X building be open because the game will like, we're already at max capacity. If we open up this building, the game will explode. You know, that's just what we're dealing with here. Because there's no reason for that place to be a closed outlet.
Yes. Oh, I can't believe that Octavio. That liar, that manipulator, that...
That man who charged you with theft?
Yes, the man who... Wait, what? He's accusing me of theft? The nerve of that Lothario! 5 years we were together, half a decade! And he threw it all away for that waiter!
You two are dating?
Not just dating, betrothed. And I have the engagement ring to prove it.
Is there any chance you two can patch things up?
No. There are some things in life that cannot be repaired. Cheating is his way of saying, I don't love you. And without love, what's the point?
What happened at Dawn's Roost?
It was supposed to be a romantic dinner. Our last, before we pledged our lives to each other. But an hour before, I decided to do some cleaning to calm my nerves. I picked up a pair of pants he left on the floor, and out falls a napkin from the Dawn's Roost with a number written on the back. To think he had the audacity to schedule a date with me at the same restaurant? I was livid! Still, I went to the date and held it together just long enough for the waiter to serve us, then I went off!
Your ex claims you stole that ring.
He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He gifted it to me when he proposed. It's not his to return.
I don't see you wearing no ring, bro. So here's the trouble. I kind of agree with him. Because if we're talking about a wedding ring being stolen, right? And the instance in this regard is he is keeping the engagement ring.
I don't have time for this.
Shut up, dude. It's still his property.
I don't care. I'm not giving it to you.
It's evidence in a crime, and I need to confiscate it.
I see. If this is official UC security business, I'd rather not be arrested.
Oh, shit. Your gift is conditional. It's only yours if you actually got married.
Is that what the law says? To be honest, I am not sure.
This guy was a
Fine.
pushover.
I may be extremely agitated, but I want no part of a UC prison. Here.
Hey, I've heard of you. The Explorer, right?
But Sheila had such fire in her. She could have been anything.
I miss her too, but after the accident, it's a mercy she went the way she did.
Even an extra day, too.
They certainly have just a lot of random dialogues playing.
Heard that.
I think we've spent like a full week here at New Atlantis so far, and we haven't even gone to the rest of the planet. We just looked at this.
Officer, what can I do for you?
I finished my investigation of the fight at Dawn's Roost.
Ah, perfect. Did you manage to get the ring back?
What? I did. Here you go.
Excellent. I'm sure the victim will be pleased to know their property has been returned. You acquitted yourself well again. I dare say you might have a knack for police work. Here, take this. It's well deserved.
Alright. I do believe that there is no more stuff to be doing here. So we can finally continue with this one. So, let's go.